Hello student, now we are going to discuss about geography paper second, that is 202 physical geography paper second, hydrosphere. Now we have to study about unit numbers 2, that is regarding properties of ocean water. This unit includes the study of salinity, where we have to discuss about definition of salinity, composition of salinity of ocean water, then factors affecting the distribution of salinity of ocean water, then distribution of salinity in open oceans, partially enclosed sea, inland sea, and a lake. And in another part of this unit, we have to study about the temperatures of ocean water. Here we have to discuss about distribution of ocean water temperature, horizontal distribution of oceanic water temperature, and vertical distribution of ocean water temperature. Then density of ocean water. Now we have to discuss about the definition of salinity. The presence of salts in ocean water causes salinity, which is known as salinity of ocean water. Seawater contains number of minerals and substances in solution. Therefore, the water is always saline or salty. The presence of salts in ocean water causes salinity, which is known as salinity of ocean water. Salinity means the degree of saltness of the oceans and seas. The degree of salinity is commonly expressed in terms of number of parts of salts per thousand of seawater. If there is 1,000 grams of water, then it contains 35 grams of dissolved salts. The salinity is said 35 per thousand. The average salinity of the ocean is 35 grams per 1,000 grams of ocean water, and it is expressed as 35 per thousand. Then composition of salinity of ocean water according to Dittmer's research. The saltness of ocean water is due to mainly chlorides of sodium, but other salts are also present in ocean water. The ocean water contains sodium chlorides. The percentage of sodium chloride in ocean or seawater is 77.8, and in grams it is 27.21. Then magnesium chlorides. The percentage of magnesium chloride in ocean or seawater is 10.9, and it accounts for 3.80 grams. Then magnesium sulfate. The percentage is 4.7, and in grams it is 1.65. Then calcium sulfate. percentage is 3.6, and in grams it is 1.27 26. Potassium sulfate, its a percentage in ocean water is 2.5, and in grams it is 0.86. Then calcium carbonate, the percentage of calcium carbonate in ocean or sea water is 0.3, and in grams it is 0.12. Then magnesium bromide, the percentage of magnesium bromide in ocean or sea water is 0.2, and in grams it is a point not 7. The origin of the salts in ocean water lies in the river water. Though the river water is fresh, it carries the small quantities of salts. The proportion of calcium carbonate is more in a river water. But numerous marine organisms continuously consume calcium carbonate, and hence its proportion decreases while sodium chloride is left behind in the water. Then the factors affecting the distribution of salinity of ocean water. Though the average salinity of ocean water is 35 per thousand, it is not same everywhere. The salinity of ocean water changes from place to place. The variations in the salinity of ocean water are due to some factors. These factors are the supply of fresh water, the rate of evaporation, mixing of oceanic water, ocean currents, precipitation, melting of ice, atmospheric pressure, wind directions, etc. factors affect the distribution of salinity of ocean water. Among all these factors, the first one is the supply of fresh water. The salinity of ocean water is more if the supply of fresh water is less, and the salinity is less if the supply of fresh water is more. Here, the supply of fresh water is important for the salinity of ocean water. The oceans, seas, lakes receive their supply of fresh water through rainfall, snowfall, melting of ice, and rivers. The oceans that receive plentiful supply of fresh water, hence their salinity is less. Equatorial oceans have less salinity due to the supply of fresh water through the large rivers, like for the example, Baltic Sea receives numerous rivers and a large supply of fresh water through melting of ice. Hence, its salinity is less. Near the mouth of large rivers, the salinity is the salinity of ocean or sea water is less. For the example, the mouth of near the mouth of Mississippi River, the mouth of Ganga River, the mouth of Amazon River, Congo River, etc. The salinity of ocean water is less. The salinity of Bay of Bengal is relatively low as it receives fresh water through the river of Ganga and Brahmaputra, while the salinity of Arabian Sea is relatively high. It is because of the factor, that is the supply of fresh water. Then the rate of evaporation. The salinity of water depends on the rate of evaporation. The salinity of water is more if the evaporation is more. On the other hand, it is less if the evaporation is less. बाष्पीभवन म्हणजेच the rate of evaporation. बाष्पीभवनाच्या सततच्या प्रक्रियेमुळे समुद्राच्या पाण्याची क्षारता वाढत जाते. उच्च तापमान, वेगवान वारे, कमी पर्जन्य असणाऱ्या प्रदेशात बाष्पीभवन मोठ्या प्रमाणात होत जाते. ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कॅन्सर आणि ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कॅप्रिकॉर्न म्हणजेच कर्कवृत्त आणि मकरवृत्त या प्रदेशात जास्त तापमान आणि बाष्पीभवनाचा जास्त वेग यामुळे सागर जलाची क्षारता जास्त आढळते. The rate of evaporation depends on temperature, dry air, cloudiness, and other weather conditions. Thus, the weather conditions like high temperature, dry air, clear sky, etc. lead to the high rate of evaporation. This condition is found in the tropical zone and hence the rate of evaporation is more in the zones of tropical ocean. Therefore, their salinity is more. So, on the other hand, the rate of evaporation in the polar areas is less and the salinity of ocean water is also less. Then mixing up oceanic water. Due to the ocean currents, the equatorial and polar water mix in open ocean. Such mixing of water helps to reduce the salinity of ocean water. In case of inland seas and lakes, mixing of water does not take place. Hence, highest salinity is found in such water bodies. For the example, the Dead Sea is the saltiest sea. Free mixing of Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea does not take place. Free mixing of Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea does not take place due to the Strait of Gibraltar. So, the salinity of Mediterranean Sea near the Strait of Gibraltar is high. That is about 36.5 per thousand. It means that more than average salinity of ocean water. Due to entry of warm equatorial water in Gulf of Mexico, its salinity is high, while the salinity is reduced near the northeastern coast of North America due to cool Labrador ocean current. Another factor which affects the distribution of salinity is ocean current. Ocean currents also take part to change in salinity of ocean water. For the example, the Gulf Stream current flows towards the polar areas and thus increase the salinity in the polar ocean water. Then precipitation. Ocean, the regions of high rainfall having lower salinity समुद्राच्या पाण्याच्या क्षारतेमधील विषमता निर्माण होण्याचे हे एक महत्त्वाचे कारण आहे. विषुववृत्तीय प्रदेशात तापमान जास्त असूनही सागर जलाची क्षारता कमी असते, कारण या प्रदेशात भरपूर पर्जन्य पडते आणि भूभागावरून वाहणाऱ्या नद्या समुद्रास येऊन मिळतात. गोड्या पाण्याच्या पुरवठ्यामुळे सागर पृष्ठावर क्षारता म्हणजे सॅलिनिटी कमी होते. For the example, equatorial regions receive high rainfall and salinity is low. Then melting of ice. Melting of ice from the polar areas increase the volume of water, therefore reduce the salinity. Atmospheric pressure also affects the salinity of ocean water, that is anticyclone with high temperature and stable air increases salinity of the surface water of oceans. The wind directions also affect the salinity of ocean water. The winds are also significant factors which tend to increase or decrease the salinity of ocean water. Besides, influx of river water, nature of sky, etc. factors also affect the distribution of salinity of ocean water. About the influx of river water, though the rivers bring salt from the land to the ocean, and but big and voluminous rivers pour down an immense volume of water into the oceans, and thus salinity is reduced at their mouths. Then the nature of sky. The nature of sky with a special reference to cloud. The nature of wind also affects the salinity of ocean water. Okay, next part will be continued during the next period. Thank you.